What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and this is Jason. And today we are back reviewing a new movie called A Quiet Place 2. So it is, or part 2, I guess, however you want to say it. So if you saw A Quiet Place Part 1, you kind of know the story for that one already. Basically, it kind of takes, the first part kind of takes place already kind of into like basically they're already being quiet because there's like an alien like invasion of like these like giant like aliens or whatever that are like killing pretty much humans. So like it's like a family that's centered around the family, and they're basically living in a house and like being super quiet and that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to go into the full details in case you haven't seen the first one, but this is a sequel. So I say we get right into it. So I'll go ahead and take this one on. So A Quiet Place 2, basically it kind of starts at the very beginning, so it kind of takes you back to the very beginning of when before the alien invasion and kind of the day that it actually happens, day one, if you will. So it kind of starts off with basically this family, kind of at like a ball game, and then they start seeing things like happening in the sky, and soon after that, it's basically full blown like alien invasion. And then it kind of fast forwards to the future, or to the present, I should say, basically of the family, basically kind of on the run looking for help, and they ended up finding kind of refuge at a place where of a person that was friends with like the woman, the main character, Emily Blunt's husband. So they end up finding refuge there, and subsequent to that, obviously there's tons of those giant aliens that like basically just kill you and that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to actually, this one's a little hard to describe because if you haven't seen the first one, it's kind of hard to describe basically what happens in the first one. You know what I mean? So it's not so much giving away too much information for this one without having to talk about the first one. So if you haven't seen the first one, I don't know. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers for the first one, but in a nutshell, basically they find a way to basically kind of hurt the aliens, basically with like this ear device, basically. And so the girl that's in this, who's deaf, has like basically a hearing aid, and she finds a way to basically amplify that sound in order to basically kind of like hurt the aliens to give you an opportunity to potentially kill one. So the sound itself doesn't kill the aliens, but it basically does something to their heads to where basically if you were to take a gun and shoot them, you could kill them at that point, because otherwise they're pretty much indestructible. You can shoot them all day long and they'll just keep coming at you, kind of thing. So this one kind of centers more onto it's in the present now. So they've been basically the remaining humans on Earth, or in America at the very least, are all kind of basically hiding. And so this one's more about basically she's trying to get to a place where she can like broadcast that sound, over some airways to give everybody that's hiding basically an opportunity to try to kill these aliens that have basically ruined their lives, killed all their family, and basically sent all the humans on Earth into hiding, basically. And so without going into too much spoilers, that's pretty much the nutshell of it. So long story short, it's a really, really good movie. It's a very, very good sequel. I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. It had some very suspenseful parts, very thrilling. The acting's good, even though there's hardly a whole lot of lines, and most of the lines are whispering because it's a quiet place. Because basically, these things come from they listen to sound, basically. So if they hear a noise, they hear something drop, they hear people talking, they're going to come and they're going to try to kill you. So everybody has to basically kind of whisper or be super quiet or can't make a lot of noise, that kind of stuff. And so in this one, it's kind of more of the same. So I say the acting's good, but there's also a lot of very quiet scenes, so a lot of whispering, because if you talk too loud, you're going to get killed. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun film. I thought it was a great sequel to the first part. I assume there's going to be potentially a third part. I'm not really for sure, but if there is, I would definitely look forward to that as well. But like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great story. For me, it was kind of basically, I'm not saying it's better than the first one, but it was definitely on par and in the same ballpark as far as my enjoyment of watching it. And I do like that they kind of took you back to show you basically how everything kind of transpired and unfolded. And it seems like it happened relatively quick. I mean, because I know they started with day one and they fast forward to like day, I don't know, I guess like kind of like
Four,
a year in or something.
472. And I
Yeah.
know because I just saw it last night.
Yeah, it's like a year and a half in. Yeah, I saw it like almost a week ago now. Like a year like a year and a half in, they basically, or basically in hiding. So it must have all happened like really, really quickly, basically from when they invaded Earth and basically all the humans on Earth went into hiding, essentially. So, but like I said, long story short, I definitely enjoyed it. Thought it was a very entertaining film. And as always, we always talk about being back in theaters. So it's a really really good film to watch in theaters. A big budget action slash horror film, if you will. So I enjoyed it for that aspect as well. What was your takes on it, Jason?
Yeah, you said it's a good movie to see in theaters, and I think that's the only way you can see it right now. This movie is kind of taking a hard stand, I think, against the dual platform thing. At least out of the gate. You know what I mean? They were always for theaters in the beginning. I mean, when COVID first happened and everything, because this was supposed to come out a year ago. But I think I don't think it's the first movie like this, but it's definitely one of the first movies to come out and not be simultaneously available, like through Amazon or Fandango or something like that. They're really pushing the theatrical experience for this
kind of way.
Yeah,
I would say Spiral.
Yeah, I didn't say it was the first. It was one of the first.
Yeah. So there's been a few.
Yeah, I didn't say I said it wasn't the first, but there's been
Nobody
at
does the
first.
same thing.
I think Wrath of Man too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I loved it. I thought it was a blast, and I do think for the time being, it's the only way you can see it is to go to the theaters, and I recommend going to the theater because it's a lot of fun. I love the first one. I wasn't surprised that I liked this one. I was expecting to. But it was good, and I really appreciate, like the first one, there's like no fat on the bone with this movie at all. I mean, it's like 97 minutes long. It doesn't fluff it out like movies seem to do these days. Like it seems like almost a mandate that every big Hollywood movie has to be at least 2 hours long or 2.5 hours. And that's not a trend that I am really a big fan of, especially when they're fluffed out when they don't really need to be. So I love seeing a movie that is this direct and this focused, and it doesn't fluff it out. It's just 97 minutes, and nothing there is wasted. I really like that. I also really liked that this movie, they kind of turn it over to the kids in this one. Of course, well, I don't think anybody's going to be watching this that hasn't seen the first A Quiet Place, but for particular reasons, John Krasinski isn't in this one very much. Emily Blunt kind of takes a back seat. It's kind of the daughter, Millicent Simmons, is the actress. She's got kind of the lead role in this one, and I didn't expect that, and I really like it because I think she's awesome. And she was kind of the hero of this one, and I really like that. And what else did I like? I liked it all. I really liked the beginning, like you said, where it dips back to like day one of how it happened. And I thought it was kind of interesting too, because to see a scene like that, because I mean, it's hard not to look at everything through, the lens of COVID and everything like that right now. But knowing that this movie came out like a year ago, it made that opening scene kind of creepy in a weird way, because it was like in that opening scene, you're seeing people, going places and being together and doing things as a community. And they don't really, and none of them know what's about to hit. You know what I mean? So it's kind of similar to the way the world was when this movie was supposed to come out a year ago. People out there doing things, being together, going to ball games, and not really knowing what was about to hit all of us. So right. I thought that kind of adds an extra poignance to that first scene. But overall, I loved it. I thought it was really, 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 really cool, fun, enjoyable, suspenseful. The kind of movie where more than once I felt myself like leaning forward in my seat because it was so suspenseful what was happening, and I love that kind of feeling. So, yep, thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree with that sentiment exactly. Yeah, so yeah, it is very suspenseful, and like you said, I do like that there wasn't a whole lot of downtime. There's not a whole lot of like you said, both films are that way. There's not a whole lot of, like you said, just meat on the bone where they're just scenes that are unnecessary, unnecessary side stories or anything of that nature. Is pretty much matter of fact. You come in, you're pretty much right into it. When things happen relatively quickly, even when they go basically from day one. I mean, things happen relatively quickly. I mean, they show the kids at like a softball game, playing a softball, and within about 10 minutes of that, that's when things start happening. Everybody starts basically running and trying to get home as soon as possible because these giant aliens are coming down to like kill them. So, but no, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great film. And I don't know if there's going to be a third part. I'm assuming there will be, but I don't know. So it kind of
I
seems
have
like
a feeling. I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it kind of seems like they set it up for a third part or potential for a third part. However, the way this one ends, it also could just end there as well. You know what I mean? I guess you could have said the same thing about the first one, but if it makes money, then then there could be like I said, a third part also. So
I have a feeling there will be. I haven't heard of any plans yet for there to be, but I'm pretty sure there will be. Yeah.
Yeah, I just hope that they do a third part. It's going to be a kind of a. There's got to be more to that story than just a rehash of what they're doing in the second one on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to go too much into spoilers, but basically the whole mission of getting to like some airways in order to play this thing. I don't want the third one just be kind of more a rendition of that, just to go to a bigger airway or you know what I mean, like stuff like that. I hope that they make it a little bit different. They're gonna have to do something else, I feel like. So
yeah, I think there will be. There's closure needed. You know what I mean, for a lot of things. So this to me, it felt like the middle section of a trilogy, with which the middle section of a trilogy. It's always kind of a difficult chapter because it has no real beginning or no real ending. You know what I mean? It's just kind of the middle chapter. So this definitely feels like, as much as I say I love the fact that it's just, meat and no fat on the bone. I do hope there's another movie to kind of flesh out things a little bit and add a little bit of closure, because it starts with action and it ends with action, and it just like cuts to black basically. Yeah. So I do hope there's a more opportunity for a little more, closure, I guess.
Yeah, I actually talked to a couple of people that were surprised at how abruptly it does end. You know what I mean? So it pretty much ends pretty abruptly. So, so like I said, I thought maybe that was the case for a potential, another sequel or something of that nature. So
yeah, that's why I think it feels like a middle chapter. Yeah. So hopefully we get the grand conclusion.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Who knows? There could be, 8 more parts. Who knows?
I hope not. I hope they just do like a nice trilogy and then call it a day.
Yeah. So some horror films just don't know when to, to quit. So
this is true.
A Quiet Place Part 5, the next chapter.
Yeah. The aliens take Manhattan.
Yeah. Like, aliens with like, earplugs on or, headphones.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, cool. Well, anything else you wanted to add about A Quiet Place 2? All right,
nope.
Let's get into the reviews. So overall grade and face you would give this one.
See, like I'm giving it a 4 out of 5, but it's like a really, really high 4 out of 5 that I feel like will probably go up to 4.5 out of 5 on the second viewing. That's what happened with the first one. The first one I gave it a 4 out of 5, and then I saw it again and realized just how like close to being like a perfect suspense machine that it is. And I have a feeling when I see this one again, I will rank, bump it up. But for right now, it's a really strong 4 out of 5, which is a B+, which is a big smile because that's the look on my face when I was watching it.
Cool.
I like watching people in danger.
I see.
Yeah.
Actually, I am leaning towards it and actually going to give it the same grade. I'm actually going to give it a 4 out of 5 as well. It's kind of rare that we actually give it the same grade. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 because I really did enjoy it. Like I said, I didn't think it was perfect, but there's not really a whole lot to fault with it either. I thought the storytelling was great, but it just wasn't quite. Like I said, I don't really have so much faults with it. I just a 4 out of 5. It just didn't like blow me away. You know what I mean? So for me, in order to give it 5 or higher than that, it's really, really got to just blow me away completely. And I really did enjoy it. It's a really strong, solid film. I don't have any complaints about it, but I'm going to settle on a 4 out of 5. I'm going to give it a big smile with some teeth. But yeah, great. But let us know down in the comments. Have you seen A Quiet Place 2 or Part 2? Did you enjoy it? Was it fun? Was it suspenseful? How does it compare to the first film? Obviously, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our updates. And we'll be back again soon with another show for you guys. We thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Bye.